welcome to a new episode of Couch Talks. Today I want to talk to you about living the slash. So this is by Brene Brown in her book, the Gifts of Imperfection. She talks about living the slash. So it's basically integrating into your life and what you stand for, focusing on more than just your career and what you are actually paid to do. So most of us have a professional career, something that we do and spend most of our time doing, and we earn an income for that. So it's very important to us, granted. But we fulfill various other careers in our lives, which we also don't necessarily get paid for. So living the slash is integrating that kind of statement. Someone asks you, what do you do for a living? And then you answer, I'm a town planner. But you then stop it there, because town planning is what you do for a career. But you're actually so much more than that. And you have so many other things going on for you. It's important to also incorporate that in what you stand for and what makes you interesting, because you're such a layered human being, and also taking ownership of what it is that you do. So after reading this that Brene said, I now answer that question. I do town planning, but I'm also a blogger in the mindfulness, mental health, spiritual niche, because Be a Ripple is so important to me. And even though I don't get paid for it, and I don't spend I do spend a lot of time on it. I wouldn't say it's as much as my career, but I do spend a lot of time on it. So it elevates Be a Ripple suddenly at a space where it's as important to me as my career. And my career is I'm a professional town planner. So I'm really good at what I do, and it brings in a way for me to pay the bills and all that. But Be a Ripple is so important to me also because it's, gives me a platform and a space where I can really be authentic in who I am, and really practice and dive into my spirituality and share my findings with you guys. So living the slash is really incorporating your career and your passion project into one, even if you are not being paid for your passion project, right? And it goes even further than that, because yes, I'm a town planner and I'm a blogger, but I'm also a friend, I'm a sister, I'm a daughter, I'm a dog mom. So there's so many more. I can think of even more. I'm, a striving energy healer, a Zumba fanatic. Those kind of things also are things that I love, and really kind of, I don't want to say define me, but they make up a lot of the time that I'm spending here, because they are so much integrated into what I love and what I love being. So living the slash is all about that, integrating your career and your passion project in when someone asks you what you do for a living, say both. And also remembering that even besides those two, there are so many other roles that you're also very important, and you also don't get paid for. And then even further, and this I really want to stress, is we first and foremost are human beings, and that is actually the most important role that we are playing in this lifetime, is this aspect of being a human in the physical and a being in the spiritual or energetic sense, in this overlapping feature that it has. We are first and foremost human beings, and all of these roles, careers, and other things that we are playing in this lifetime are actually secondary. And we forget about that a lot of the time. We lose complete track of the fact that we are human beings, and we start to feel like lesser beings. We start to feel thinly stretched, throughout all of these roles that we're trying to play and trying to do well, that we forget about what it is that we're actually here for, being a human being and just being sometimes. So for instance, I mean, I haven't posted in Be a Ripple for over a week, which for me is a big deal, because for for the 3 years that I've been running the microblog, I've been very much focused on being consistent and posting at least four times a week. So not posting for a week was a big deal for me, because I love being consistent, but I was stretched so thinly that I wasn't feeling like a human being anymore. You know what I mean? That feeling, like you kind of feel thin and stressed and kind of empty. That is something that you need to take note of immediately when you start feeling it. You actually need to be aware of that even before you feel that feeling, because we don't want to be in this constant cycle where we stretch us out and need to kind of do damage control the whole time. We need to find a better balance. We need to find a better balance. So Be a Ripple for me was then an aspect or a role where I had to step back and give myself some space just to be a human being for a bit. And I'm really glad I did it, even with all of the voices in my head going on about having to be consistent. Just focusing on being a human being for a week has been lovely. So I think it's important to talk about that also. Living the slash can be so empowering, and it's so empowering to really integrate what's your career and your passion projects in one thing, and focusing on them both as if they were, as if you're being paid for them both, But also being mindful that you are a human being first and foremost, and sometimes we focus too much on being productive the whole time, wearing this badge of burnout as a badge of honor is really toxic, and we need to focus on kind of balancing that out, because that is just too tiring. Anyway, my loves, I want to leave that there and encourage you to live the slash and live the slash proudly, and be empowered by the fact that you are not only your actual paid career. All right, my loves, all my love. I will chat to you guys again in a week's time. Bye.